Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. I need some music, or I might start singing. I might start singing, and then things might get crazy. Hey, Kev. How you doing? I saw you talking about pizza yesterday. Did you have pizza for uh, dinner? Hey, guys. I got something I want to talk about today that's not special to this area. So, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Hopefully you're, what is today? Saturday. It feels like Sunday to me. My voice is going out a little bit, so I might sound a little raspy. Good Saturday afternoon to all. How's your Saturday going? What are we going to do today? I got a lot of stuff I want to do today. So I wanted to get on here and talk about something, though, because I mentioned yesterday that we could go through that video and from beginning to end and really see the true heart of Portland. And wouldn't you know, I was looking for the lady who snobbed me when I was speaking, and she took off walking. And someone said, "Oh yeah, she spoke earlier before you got there." And see, I was listening to it on my way, but I wasn't watching. I just had it playing. So it was interesting. So I went back and I listened to her. Hilarious. So firstly, I want to say that these kind of women, first of all, Malcolm X warned us. We were warned. White liberals are the worst kind. I tell ya. And the sad part is it's almost like they've lied to themselves so much that they really feel like they're helping, or they really feel like they truly believe that they can be the saviors of minorities, or that minorities need them to be the saviors. It's super annoying. I mean, these are the kind of people who will try and convince me that I'm oppressed. They won't just tell me, like what's going on, or, how do you feel about, the situation? How do you feel about white supremacy in our country? Or how do you feel about what's happening with the cops? Or what do you feel about the leaders? They won't ask me questions and garner an answer and listen to my life experience. They trying to convince me that I'm oppressed, regardless of what my life has been like. These are the people who think they're helping by letting other white people know that using big words with people of color is in fact racist, because apparently I have no access to a dictionary or a thesaurus, and using big words around me is racist. So please try and speak at a 5th grade level if you can. I mean, these, like, what kind of individual do you have to be to really believe that kind of thing is helpful? It's really baffling to me. So I wanted to show you this lady, and I'm not interested in like storming her place. She has a cause. Her cause is helping people who have had addiction. I don't know anything about her except for my personal interaction, and I just want to show you this because These people, these kind of people are 1,000 times worse than any Karen you will encounter. This kind of person is the worst kind of individual. And I just want to show you what she did. And this is a specific situation that got caught on camera, but this isn't isolated incident to Portland, Oregon. This is everywhere. And I am treated like this by these white women. And it's interesting because I've watched a lot of slavery-based movies. I watched Roots when I was in my early teens. Mississippi Burning, those kind of things. I saw a lot of things. Like, my mom is white. She didn't hide history from us. So I knew that stuff happened. I was watching it. I saw it in a movie form, obviously, because school wasn't teaching it. But my mom has never hidden the history, and still, I never had any hatred growing up for white people. I can't necessarily say the same for this kind of white person. And this didn't happen until I became an adult. And all of this stuff, this new political identity and this race war that we're in. And when I started to realize that, wow, these particular individuals treat me like crap. But what I noticed in the movies, and I've noticed this since I was watching it then, since I watched them as an adult. In the movies, it is this weird portrayal of the white slave owners' wives that I've noticed. The wives, the women were... So you expect a certain amount of aggression coming from a man. A man is the stronger vessel in general, right? So you would expect a certain amount of aggression or violence when you're telling a violent story to come from a man. But what I've noticed is the women that were depicted in these movies were almost worse than the men who were expressing the aggression, like by, say, if they had a slave and they were whipping them with a whip, and, you know, they were mocking and laughing and they were whipping them, and that, you know, exerts energy to do such an act. But it was the wives that had this vicious emotional and mental, like, and verbal evil to them. And it's weird because even though they were movies, the actresses portrayed it so well. And it has always made my skin crawl. And I've always wondered, and I've even told Quincy, I've said this for many years, I'm like, the women are the worst. The wives are gross people. Like, I would be afraid to be left alone in the room with the woman. Like, just gross to me. So anyways, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. So I wanted to show you this because I went back and I actually watched her speech. So let's just start there. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let's start there. Let's start with her first. Okay, we're going to do that. And then we're going to do this. Sorry, I set this up earlier and I was like, okay, I can do this. Oh, hold on, I got them backwards. Okay, this is not YouTube, this is Facebook. Oh, no, hold on, this is Facebook. Guys, hang in there with me. I'm sorry. Is this what I wanted to see? Oh, no, hold on. Okay, there's that. And then there's this. Why isn't it? Maybe there was something extra I wanted to show here. And that's why it's not really set up to where I want it to be. this program, you guys, this is not like fun. It's like chaotic. The thing is just chaotic. It's constantly needing adjustments and weird. I don't know. It's just not user friendly in my uh, opinion. But anyways, okay, here we go. So I'm not going to be on the screen the way Quincy does because that's another thing I didn't want to have to deal with. Okay. Here we go. So this is going to be, let's see, 40 minutes. This is her speech earlier. So I'll just give you a preview of what she was saying. And there's a couple things I wanted to point out. Okay. Now remember, this is the woman who snobbed me later, which we'll look at. Okay. Let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? What about now? Can you hear it now? No. Okay, let me try again. How do I get rid of reverb? This is crazy. I don't understand how to do this. Yes, you can hear it, but barely. Okay. That's not it. It sounds like a helicopter taking off. You have too much reverb. Nothing now. Reverbing. For a long time, more than 10 years, or just started in the past year or two. Mutual aid that has arisen as a result of the massive protests is the best byproduct of. How is it now? Of the entire situation. Mute my mic. Okay. I also am a member of the anti-fascist resistance. I have tasted the bear spray of the Proud Boys. I have felt their pellet shots. I have experienced their rage. Okay, guys, I'm going to rewind it. I've read some of your comments. I'm going to mute my mic. I'm going to keep it low and let you turn it up. And then we're going to just listen to a couple of things that she has to say here before I stop it. Okay, right there, we heard her say that she has experienced the bear mace and felt the pellets of the yellow jackets with no weapons of her own. Did you see how monotone she was? Just fully just dead while she was saying it. There was no emotion, no nothing behind her words. It was almost, so she's got her cause, and then she almost just like inserts this little blip, because moving forward, she never says anything about that, about them again, right? But I want you to see what she looks like when she's actually speaking about something that's real and she's not lying. We can see she's lying right here. She's lying right there. There's no truth to that. She may have been in a place where there's been bear mace and pellet guns, but it's not because they were raging against her. That's not why. It's because they were defending themselves from her and her comrades who were attacking. That's what that was. So it's interesting that when you lie, it's really tough to be smooth about it unless you're a really good liar. I mean, there are all those out there. But you have to remember the lie. You know, you have to like try extra hard to remember the lie. So it's hard to put emotion behind it as well. That was just full on ridiculous. So moving forward, she starts talking about everyone out on the street is struggling with addiction, but occupy Sackler out there and not by choice. Ted Wheeler, the city and the state are responsible. We want water for the people. And when we realized that need is so great, we began, just as individuals, comrades, to invest in solar showers. We brought these solar showers, and honestly, the 5-gallon ones are preferred by the people that we've met in the camps because they're easier to maneuver. Not necessarily just for use as showers, but so people can wash their hands. We brought out the solar showers and left one on a corner and just looked back. People were using it, lining up at the corner just to wash their hands and feet. The 5-gallon soaps of individuals swearing today, but I'm going to try. Okay, she's getting ready to go into so you see her passion picked up because she was talking about water showers and people being able to wash their hands, which is where her real cause is. That's really where her passion is. It's not for talking about white supremacy. She really doesn't care. But so now we're going to see her talk about an outburst that happens before she speaks. Let's hear what she has to say. We do not condemn the interrupter today, except that we acknowledge that any time a white-appearing man interrupts an organized event by Black and Indigenous people, they are displaying white supremacy, but we do not condemn someone who wants to speak about mental health because it is dire. Okay, so did you hear what she just said? She said, we will not condemn. Sorry, bring myself in here. A lot of moving parts going on right now. Oh, were you watching me the whole time and not the video? Oh, I am a complete basket case. Really, Jamie? Okay, anyways. Okay, so she said, Good thing I wasn't picking my nose or something. Good. She said, we do not condemn the person who interrupted earlier. And I'll show you that guy. This time I really will show you the video instead of me just sitting here. She said, we will not condemn the person who interrupted earlier, except we acknowledge that when a white man interrupts an event set up by people of color, so apparently this event is set up by people of color. I don't know who is, but you guys stop. Daddy never has to deal with these problems. See, apparently this event was set up by people of color. So when a white man interrupts an event that's set up by people of color, they are displaying white supremacy. But she says, but he won't be condemned because he wants to talk about mental illness. So Susan is her name. Unbelievable. Oh, my life. She is, her name is Susan, and so she has made herself the determining factor. Isn't this just like Antifa? She has made herself the determining factor of who is allowed to interrupt at what point. So she's talking about a man who interrupts this whole thing. So they had quite a few interrupters that day, apparently. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So she's talking about this guy who interrupts a speaker earlier. Here's the video. Okay. Get this right, Jamie. I'm going to mute myself, then we're going to listen to what happens.
And I've got a video of the state leaving a man on the street. No, you guys. It's not an interview, dude. Get the hell out of here. We're not asking fucking questions. Go on.
Okay, he's getting ready to interrupt.
Jeannie should be here. She'd have a captive audience for what happened to her and the kids. And you have all the news channels right here.
Big smile, he told me that the number of calls about hate crime in Hinoff and Houston.
White supremacist. I'm just a guy in the center.
It's not an interview.
And I've got a video.
It's not an interview,
of the
dude.
state leaving a man on the street. No, you
It's
guys.
not an interview, dude. Get the hell out of here. We're not asking fucking questions. Go on.
So it's a silence party.
Who's terminally ill on the state capitol? Donald Duck 77 YouTube. Look it up.
We don't have problems, dude. Get the hell out of here.
Black
So definitely
black man
not allowed
who's
to
terminally
speak.
ill on the state capitol between the legislature.
This is
I
not
got
the
the
time.
video.
This is something else.
We
Get the
are
hell
not
out of here.
helping the terminally ill. We're not helping the addicted.
Beat it.
I'm a
Exactly.
social
That's the
worker.
fucking
You asked
problem.
for
Get the
social
hell out of here.
There's Scrunchy Guy. There's the ponytail Scrunchy Guy right there. This one right here. He's the one telling him, get out of here. This isn't an interview. Get out of here. They're not asking questions. Get out of here. This is the same man who told me when I said that they were chanting Hail Satan, he laughed and said, we don't do that. I said, you were probably there. He said, I probably was. This man right here, Antifa, look at this one right here. This lady right here consoled him and told him to stop when I was calling him out when we were having that interaction. This lady right here. These are all people. All these white people. All these white people dress up in black. Tell me how that is any different than the Ku Klux Klan dressing up in all white and hoods. These people right here dress up in all black and hoods and terrorize minorities. And you're telling me that this is different? This is not different. This is 2021 white supremacy on display, virtue signaling, and acting like they care by wearing Black Lives Matter shirts and masks. It's absolutely baffling.
Get the hell out of here. Yeah, whatever, dude. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Take your shit and get the hell out of here. Go on. Go on. Go on. Yeah, they're not asking you to speak. These people have already spoken. Get the hell out of here. You had your say. Whatever.
Only some people get to talk, not everybody.
Shut up.
I guess only the elected people get to speak.
Figure out a fucking way, dude. Get the hell out of here. Stop disrupting our event. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
He said, he had the nerve to say, stop disrupting our event. Oh my goodness. If ever there was a hypocrite that walked the earth, Scrunchy Man is the guy. Stop interrupting our event. I wish that would have worked the other day before they threw bombs at my kids. I wish I could have just said, hey, Scrunchy guy, stop interrupting our event. I wish that would have worked, right? Not the case. But we do see now, if I had walked up and tried to just stand on the side, this is what would have happened. But no, I got right in dead center on purpose because I knew that this is exactly what would have happened if I had asked or attempted to speak from behind. I do not sit in the back of the bus. I stand in the front. I don't wait for them to invite me to the table. I make my own table. I'll bring my own table, and I'll stand if I need to. BCP loves to stand. Drives me absolutely insane. He will stand when there's more to watch, but he will stand when sitting makes more sense. He stands to watch TV in the living room. Like that's his that's his thing. Like everybody's sitting on the couch and there he is standing to watch TV. I'm like, what are you doing? That's just how he's comfortable. If he sits, he'll fall asleep. So it's pretty hilarious. But so that's what you do. This guy here, unfortunately, he was talking about an African American and a Native individual that were dealing with mental health and apparently weren't getting the help that they needed. And this woman is talking about dealing with people later on. She's talking about, we don't condemn the man who interrupted because he wanted to talk about mental illness, but Scrunchy guy didn't care. Scrunchy guy was like, nope, not today. You need to stop interrupting our event. So apparently, Comrade Thing 1 and Comrade Thing 2 aren't even on the same page. So you're at an event and you're not even on the same page. One commie's saying, let's talk about mental health. We don't even condemn the white men who are acting in white supremacy as long as they want to talk about mental health. And the other guy, the other commie too, is like, I don't care who it is. I don't care who they're talking about. This is our event. You don't get to talk here. Okay, so it's like, okay. So that's what we see there. Okay. So this guy tries, and so she comes and let's see. He goes on a little bit longer. They get mad. They get everything under control.
believes our Native Americans poor. They have the problems with meth. I had to stop a kid from getting fucking trafficked. What are we doing, guys? Native American children are getting trafficked.
So you see, he's pleading with them.
Is in our fucking state.
No different.
Organize your own rally. This is an event organized by other people. What are you calling?
I called everyone. I went to DHS even. I talked to Fair Board.
Okay, so we see that he's pleading just as well. He has a cause, and this is one of the problems. Is, you know, they're like, do your own event, or you should have done it right. You know, you should have been one of the speakers. They vet you. You can't just, this is exactly what happened with Damian Bunting. And he's been on the show several times before. He was on that show. He did it the right way. And they cut him off because at the end of the day, he wasn't saying what they wanted to hear. They cut him off. And that's what happens. Is even if I had done it the right way, they would have vetted me and said, no, that's not what we're looking for. Doesn't line up with our narrative. Rhetoric isn't, I'm sorry, we need more rhetoric than that. There's not enough rhetoric in there. We need you to talk about, you know, just stupid stuff. Like, it doesn't even make sense. None of these people care. None of these people care. This shows the heart of what it is, the virtue signaling that's going on. And it's mass, and it's everything else that's going on. It's crazy. So let's jump to, because then we get back to the guy who specifically said, this guy here. He specifically said, if you see violence, speak up. Well, don't mind if I do. He invited me. That's forever going to be a thing. We need to find out that guy's name. Does anybody know that guy's name? If you know that guy's name, send it to me. I'm going to send him a thank you card. I'm going to say, hey, you know, we don't know each other. But I just want to let you know that I really appreciate your invitation to the press conference the other day. It was really heartwarming. I felt like you were speaking directly to me. You know? I think he deserves a warm thank you. So, okay, let's get to the next part. This is really good. Wow, I looked ugly. It was terrible. Okay. You can't worry about that kind of stuff, though. You can't worry about that kind of stuff when you're doing this kind of thing. Okay, so I'm going to do this on YouTube because I'm going to slow it down so that we can see exactly what she did. Okay. And now I have to fix this again. This is all so weird. Is it this or is it this? This. Zoom it in. Okay. Let's cut to it. Let's cut to the chase. Okay. So, this is me. You all know that. I don't think we need to have the audio, but we will. Yeah, we'll have the audio. Okay, so she's there in the back. She's right here in the back. I've interrupted. She spoke already. She's put her mask on. Now she's sitting in the back listening. Okay. And the video is on slow-mo right now, so. Okay, right here. I'm telling the story of the transgender individual who was Antifa harassed, took all of them and beat up. And then the man who tried to stop, which was also a white man, tried to stop and help the transgender individual. the Antifa beat him to a pulp. He like was bruised all in his face and everything, just right there in the middle of the street. So she sat there and she listened to the transgender thing. But then when I said the man who tried to stop them was beat, she interjected. And that's when she's like, "You're speaking over a deaf man," which, by the way, I want to point out, okay? All she was doing, it had nothing to do with the fact that he was deaf. Nothing to do with that. All she was doing was moving to the next best label. That's it. He's a white man. So, as a white man in our society, I hope you guys know that I do not care about race. I'm doing this because this is how they play their game. I'm explaining it to you, how they think. In our society, from the liberal left devil's point of view, as a white man and a black woman, I have a little more on him. I get more points. We could do like a point system. You know, like I get a point for being black. Then I get another point for being a woman. And that's about it because I'm straight. Now, if I was gay, I'd get another point. If I was transgender, I'd probably get a couple points. So you see how the point system works. Depending on which labels you have, you get a certain amount of points. We'll just call it points. So, God rides a Harley isn't a troll. What's going on here in the chat? What's he doing? God rides a Harley. What is going on? I'm not sure. I don't want to get off my thing. So you get a certain amount of points for each label that you fall under, right? So between me and the guy, I'm black, he's white. 1 for me. He's straight, I'm straight. Likely, I don't know. Let's just say. Now we both get a point. Well, I'm still ahead. Okay. I'm a woman. I get a point. He's a man. Nothing for him. He's deaf. Whew, he gets a point. He might have got 2 points, which would put him ahead of me as a black woman. So as soon as you're absolutely right, John Gray, as a straight white Christian male, you are absolutely at a negative. No points for you. They're actually taking points from you at this point. So she had nothing to do with the fact the guy was deaf. And furthermore, the deaf guy did the same thing. He was listening too, figuratively speaking. His translator was translating everything that I was saying to him. He was listening patiently too until I got to a certain point, and then he wanted to stop me. So they wanted to see where I was going with everything. You know what I mean? So, okay, we'll let you talk. You're in front of the cameras. We can't do a whole lot because that's not going to go over well when it's on the cameras. But so they were like listening to a certain extent, but when I said certain things, instead of getting a clap like they did for not cussing, not only did she, but also Dustin later, Stickers, he says, "I'm going to really try not to cuss today." And everybody clapped. Well, not everybody. A few people clapped. I'm like, whoa, that's what we're celebrating now? The fact that they're able to not cuss. Didn't last long for Dustin. He just flew right into it after that. But it's like, what on earth are we celebrating? Why is it we're constantly celebrating either mediocrity or less? It just is baffling to me. Okay, so let's get back into it. She's upset because I've said that the man stepped in to try and save the transgender. So, talking about the transgender being harassed by Antifa was listen worthy. Once I said somebody tried to step in and Antifa beat them up, now we need you to get off stage. You've gone too far. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Let me go back a few seconds here because I got to turn it up slowly so we don't get the reverb coming in like a wrecking ball. You're speaking over a deaf person. Okay, so I turn around. She says, "You're speaking over a deaf person." And I turn around. Oh, I could just mute. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Okay, well, that'll make this a lot easier. I could just mute that. Sorry, I just learned something. This is the beauty about homeschooling. You get to watch your kids learn something. Okay, so she says, "You're speaking over a deaf person." And I turn around at that time and I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I was trying to say to her. But then I turned to the man named Philip. That's his name. And I signed him. I took sign language and I know a little bit. And I signed to him that I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really did not mean to do that to him. Like that wasn't my intention to do that to him. But I was just letting him know that I was sorry. Okay. So then after I tell him that I'm sorry, I go back to her. This woman here, she so I'm saying I'm sorry. The liberal devil in the back is saying let him speak. And this woman here, I actually met on the Sunday following the attack. And she was heckling some of the men that were there to help protect us and keep us. It wasn't the PBs. It was a different group of men, and I'm not exactly sure where they came from, but she was heckling them. And they were just standing in a circle. They were just unmoving, and they were just standing in a circle watching. And she was on her bike, and she was heckling them. And so I went over and I stepped in between them and her and just started talking to her. And so she came up, and at the moment I did remember her, but I couldn't pinpoint where from. I just knew that I remembered her, but my mind was going so far. And I don't like when people touch me, especially in moments where you are on a mission or trying to do something, or, you know, yeah, you're just in the middle of something. And it's like, why I don't like when people come up and start touching me and doing things. It's inappropriate and rude as far as I'm concerned. So anyways, that's her. She's trying to get me off stage. Okay. Okay. So now I'm turning back around because she's telling me that I need to let him speak. I'm going to slow this down even more so you can see what she does. Okay. The moment I say, and I was getting ready to say, if the media had not rejected my story, I wouldn't be standing here. But the moment I opened my mouth to explain to her, and I wasn't yelling at her. I was not yelling at her. Look what she did. She puts her, what is this? Her hand up, shakes her head, puts her hand in my face, and walks away. She doesn't want to have anything to do with me. Nothing whatsoever. I'm the scum of the earth. Because I was talking over a deaf guy. Let's watch it again. She doesn't want anything. Just disgusting to me. And I said, that's when I said, you're the problem. You're part of the problem.
And the man who tried to stop them was beat. You're speaking over a deaf person. You're speaking over a deaf person. You know what?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah. Yep. She's disgusting. So. And I don't understand how this guy behind me in the red shirt, Philip, I don't understand how he's begging me to let him finish. Like, who cares what you have to say right now? Like, I don't know what your cause is. I really don't care. I still don't care. I still don't care what Philip's cause is. I don't know what it was. I didn't care then and I don't care now. Philip, if you're listening, I don't care what your cause is. How are you standing behind me at an anti-white supremacy event and begging me to let you finish? Just bizarre. There's nothing more to even... These people are weird. These people are so weird. It's bizarre. But the point I'm trying to make is this is not... So these people, Philip and Susan and Scrunchy Guy and Stickers and the man who so kindly invited me to the event, and Teresa Rayford, they are not isolated to here. This is the reality of here, but they aren't isolated to here. This is all over. These liberal devils are everywhere. So, and you see them out and about. Next time you see somebody with a Black Lives Matter face mask on, I'm not a betting woman, but I'd be willing to say they would treat me exactly how she did every time, every single time. Oh, Quincy showed it at the flag wave that one day. Remember that one blonde lady with the Black Lives Matter mask on, and she was holding her sign, but she refused to speak to him? She wasn't there for conversation. Did you see how she treated him? You see how she treated him? She's that woman. She is 1,000 times worse than a Karen. I would rather her call me a nigger to my face and get it over with than to sit there and virtue signal and act like she's so amazing. She's doing so much for the black people. This is her. She's out here so that they understand. My black friends, the women in my life, even she did the point system with Quincy because he was a black man, right? So she had black friends, but because he was a black man, he didn't get any points. Her black women friends got the points, right? And then Quincy had the other guy came up and he was Hispanic. So he gets a point too, but because he was a man, her other friends still got more points than they did. This liberal devil point system will be the destruction of our country. This is ridiculous because the white people who are gay and transgender and pronoun heavy and all this other stuff, they get more points. They get points. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So anyways, I want to talk about that because it's just something that, like I said, we could pick apart this whole movie or this whole little hour video and we could really see the true heart of the white liberal devils. We were warned. Malcolm X warned us. He said it. He knew it. He wasn't saying that all white people are bad. No, he was not saying that. He specified a very specific group of people. So, anyways, let me see. Who? Oh, and I didn't hear earlier on in the video, in a whisper, I had to turn it up. She was there for her black coworkers. She was there for her black coworkers. She was a man and afraid. Yeah, she I heard you say Jamie should be here. I didn't even hear that the first time because I was too busy doing whatever, but I heard you say that just today while we were on this live. Okay, let me see. An anti-white supremacy event. Yeah, that is comical. Oh, Denise shared the story. Really? Oh, cool. Very cool. This is my 15 minutes of fame, y'all. It'll go away. We'll all go back to our little holes. I won't. I'm going to still keep emailing all the people. I'm formulating a gigantic list of the over 100 police departments in our state. I'm compiling a whole email list that you can download of our legislators and leaders and news. And so it's readily available. So you can just, copy, paste, throw those into email, Gmail, or whatever, all together. And send off emails. Ain't nothing but it's really easy. As Christians, we are not to be weak. Yeah, this is true. This is true words, but unfortunately, yes, I did use my First Amendment. They are hateful human beings, yes. No blonde jokes. Don't worry. Don't worry. My son loves blondes. No jokes. My daughter has blonde hair. She's got this mixture of brown and blonde hair. That's hilarious. I can't see, Facebook is weird, so I can only see the individual comments, but I don't know what threads or what they're talking about or anything like that. So some men are just delicate. Yes. Most of these people have racist parents and they are trying to fight what they were taught, but they believe in meh complex. They believe in it. Meh complex. I'm not sure what that is, but even the girl you saw walk in and out a couple of times, she had on a white jacket. When she stopped and talked to us, she was like, white men this, white men that. And I was like, enough with the white men. I mean, it's first of all, it's white women. Let's just start there. Because I will put that argument out there. White women are worse. So the whole fact that it was all about white men this, white men that, but then you have all these white men here that are treating people like trash. No, save your rhetoric. Don't want to hear it. Does she pretend to let you wear the pants? No, Quincy wears the pants. I wear the skirts. Let's see. It only takes a spark to get a fire going. Yes, this is true. Oh, I forgot to look at Mary Todd's video. You know what? I'm going to pull that up right now so that I don't forget because I want to watch Mary Todd. Does anybody know who Mary Todd is? I'd love to meet this individual in person. I know that this person does it quietly on purpose. But I like what they do. Okay, don't go away. We need you more than ever. I'm not going away. I got too many kids. Liberals aren't capable of being logical. That's why they use feelings and turn violent if you disagree with their pretty excuses. Yeah, they are capable. Thank you for all the compliments, everyone. Thank you for the, what is this? Super chat, God Rides a Harley. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you, Mama Bear, for last night. It came in, and then I was on my way out, so I didn't really, thank you so much for the super chat yesterday, too. But you guys do know, our government, the world leaders, just overall, have you seen Australia? The world leaders in general have gone full rogue. Just full rogue. There's no explanation for anything that's really going on right now. This is just a little piece. This is just what's happening here. And I'm tired of having to determine whether or not I can take my kids out to whatever different thing in the place that I was born and raised, But that's isolated to here. The real world problems are that the whole world, all the world leaders have gone full rogue and they're losing their minds. And did you see what was happening in Australia with you know, they've been locked down like so much, and they are like back there going back into the strictest lockdowns that they've had, and the people have had it, and the police were out there pepper spraying them and shooting them with pellets or rubber bullets or whatever. All of that stuff was going on in Australia yesterday. And it's like, or this morning, they're like 17 hours ahead. So it's like tomorrow already. But anyways, all of the world leaders, it's crazy because we were talking about this yesterday. I've been talking about this with a few friends, is that there are a ton of medical professionals and scientists who don't agree with what's going on with the different things with the V&V. You know, they don't agree with all of the things that are going on, but they're being silenced and censored. So it looks like there's just a unanimous agreement across the board, but that's not the case. The leaders have gone full rogue, and this is, I mean, they are literally determining what we can and can't see, you know? So, and I said on, I was saying this years back. I said this on the show with Coalition to Save Portland yesterday. I've been saying for years, Facebook or any other social media doesn't get to determine if I see white supremacy. If somebody is calling me the N-word, please do it. And I want to see it if I choose to see it. Now, Facebook has given us the mute button, block, snooze, unfollow, unfriend. You've got 5-6 different ways to procure your news feed. And even still, Facebook decides what goes in it, right? So you can have like 500 friends and only see the same 20 every day because their algorithms are choosing what you see, right? Even though they've given you all these options, it's like they're making you think you have the power, but you really don't because they're doing it, right? But if I see white supremacy and I'm like, I don't want this guy on my feed, I'll just block him, or I'll unfollow him, or I'll unfriend him, or I'll befriend him. Have you guys ever heard of Daryl Davis? Look it up. His name is Daryl Davis. And he befriended a grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. And he ended up being like a godfather of like a grandchild or something. I don't know. They're great friends. And he actually owns Daryl Davis. He's a musician. He's a black man. And he would go to their Klan meetings, and they befriended each other. And it was an amazing thing. Now, let's say social media decided Daryl doesn't get to see so-and-so. We'll call him Jason. Daryl cannot see what Jason is doing. Daryl is not allowed to see because Daryl's feelings might be hurt by what Jason is doing. Daryl never meets Jason. Daryl and Jason never become friends. Jason remains the grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan until the day that he dies. Instead, Daryl meets Jason. Daryl befriends Jason. Daryl goes to Jason's Klan meetings, which, by the way, Antifa would call him a Nazi sympathizer. That's what Antifa would call Daryl. He's a Nazi sympathizer because he's going to Klan meetings and he's befriending them, and they're denouncing the Klan and giving over their robes and costumes and becoming lifelong friends. But Facebook doesn't want that to happen. YouTube doesn't want that to happen. None of the social media platforms want that to happen. They don't want what happened between Daryl and Jason. I don't know the guy's name. They don't want that to happen. Because when that starts happening more and more, when the divide starts lessening and we start coming together, then the power will shift because our focus will shift. And that's why they keep us apart. We should not be afraid of other people's belief systems and words. Words, they may hurt, yeah, but things aren't going to change if we keep allowing them to decide what we allow into our life. It stretches us. It takes us outside of our comfort zone. We can either learn from someone else or that someone else can learn from us. But these liberal devils, I'll tell you what, they don't want any of that. They want the division. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Who else got the story? I can't click that link. Send it to me. Was it David J. Harris? That's really neat. That's really neat. I'm glad everybody's starting to see. I wish I could reach all those people all the time. But anyways, send them here. I'll keep talking. I'm going to try and talk Quincy into letting me have a day. You know? It might work. Anyways. Okay, got some stuff we're going to do today. So, it's not hot out. Looks like it might even rain. But, anyways, I got some good sleep last night. And I'm going to go out and do some stuff. So, oh, gosh, I have to answer this question. What's the sticker comment mean? Okay, so, for anybody I know this is really a local thing, because in the video you saw the guy in the wheelchair. His name is Brandon Dustin, and everybody calls him Dustin. Apparently he doesn't like his first name. So he makes the comments that my husband is extremely dangerous, which as a godly man, I would agree. He, he stands by his beliefs. He doesn't waver. And to any unbeliever, even Jesus was considered a dangerous man, and I'm not comparing my husband to Jesus, but what I am saying is that to any unbeliever, a strong man of faith who, doesn't get any of those points, who's a straight conservative male, who's raising his family to go against the narrative, to not join in with the rhetoric, to, declare victory, that we are free indeed, that we love the American soil that we were born and raised on and we continue to live on. That is dangerous. Yes, it is. And I got to thinking about it more. And he didn't say that he was violent. He said he was dangerous. And in that aspect, he's right. Because this family will never cower or bow down to your rhetoric and your ridiculous narratives. We will never cower down to that. So it's not just my husband, it's our whole family. If you don't like it, don't like it. But we have never been violent. My husband has never been violent towards any of them. He may not agree with their beliefs or their standpoints, but he has never once been violent to any of them as they have been to us. They want to snuff us out. They want to silence us and shut us up, and they will go to great lengths to do it. We do not take that approach. There's a big difference between violent and dangerous. Okay, so Dustin, he is an agitator, and the other day, last week, he posted a video of him having a total breakdown because somebody has been posting stickers of him around our town, locally, with his face on it. And he was having a complete meltdown over it. He was, oh my gosh, how far will they go? How long will it last? How far will they go? And it's just stickers. That's it. It's just stickers that have his face on them. And, so mind you, the flag wave that we've been at on many, many occasions at Berry Hill in Oregon City was thwarted largely because Antifa came in the middle of the night, destroyed the place, destroyed the parking lot where everybody in this area, destroyed the parking lot. It took crews hours to clean it up. And they posted pictures of my husband's face on gigantic pieces of paper. I don't know if they were actual stickers, but they might as well have been. They were posted on all of the light poles and everything all around there. 8 by 11 pieces of paper with my husband's face on there and all of his information to try and get him fired. But Dustin is having a full meltdown over stickers being posted of his face around locally. It doesn't have his information to get him fired from his job and all of these other things. So then I haven't fully seen the stickers and I don't actually care. They're stickers. Like, get over yourself, dude. So then he comes back and he posts a picture of the sticker, which I didn't fully look at, but it was almost like to say, well, you know what? They weren't just stickers. They were really bad stickers. And it's like, I don't care. Stickers. So that's he had a full meltdown over the stickers. And it's like completely baffling that real world problems are out there. And this guy is losing it, but he wants to run his mouth, but he's totally losing it. So anyways, thank you, Reverend Gunn. That's the story on that. I know my husband's all like, get to the point. So Lady Katie, that is the reason for my comment on that. And the long way. Thank you, Reverend. You could open for BCP one day a week. I would enjoy that. I'm going to see if he will agree to that. Yes. Thank you, guys. He did wanted posters. Yeah. Quincy was on wanted posters created by Antifa, Dustin, and yet he's having a meltdown over stickers. Just bizarre. This guy's bizarre. Thank you, dear. I appreciate the $50 super chat. I appreciate you. He's hilarious. Dustin couldn't hold a candle to me. He doesn't want me to. Quincy is much, much more kind than I would be. Yeah, much more kind than I would be. He does not want to hold a conversation with me. So I was telling some friends, my one-liners are kind of a blessing and a curse because it's not always pretty. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. The Facebook chats are confusing just because I know there's a lot of threads and stuff, so I'm a little confused by that. I said I'm a smart person, but really I get confused easy. So, okay. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys taking care of all the negative comments out there. I know I don't even have to look at them or see them because I know that you guys will stand up for me. And I really, really appreciate that because it's I'm not in this alone, It's all of us. We're in this together. So I thank you. Have an amazing day. And remember that today is the day of salvation. So choose Jesus and let him weave that tapestry. All right. I will talk to you later. Bye.